Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something really important for anyone on dialysis: food. I know the dialysis diet can sound intimidating, and let's be honest, it's not always easy. But my goal today is to break it down, make it simpler, and show you that you absolutely have the power to manage your health through what you eat. And please remember, your dialysis team is here to support you, not to judge. We know this is a big change, and we'll get through it together. So why is diet so important when you have end-stage renal disease? They can't filter waste and extra fluids from your blood like they used to. That's where dialysis comes in to help. But what you eat and drink between your dialysis treatments plays a huge role in how you feel and how well the treatment works. Think of your diet as a partnership with your dialysis machine. Together, they keep your body in balance. Let's start with the three big players in the dialysis diet: potassium, phosphorus, and sodium. We'll also talk about protein and fluids. You might hear your dietitian and nurses talk about these a lot. Let's find out why. First up is potassium. This is a mineral that helps your nerves and muscles, including your heart, work correctly. Healthy kidneys get rid of extra potassium, but when they can't, it can build up in your blood. Too much potassium is very serious and can cause your heart to beat irregularly or even stop. This is why managing potassium is one of the most critical parts of your diet. So which foods are high in potassium? You might be surprised. Many healthy foods like bananas, oranges, potatoes, tomatoes, avocados, and beans are on this list. It doesn't mean you can never have them, but you need to be very careful with how much you eat. For example, instead of a whole banana, maybe you have just a few slices. A great tip for potatoes, both regular and sweet potatoes, is something called double boiling. You peel and dice the potatoes, then soak them in a large amount of water for a few hours. After that, you drain the water, add fresh water, and boil them. This process can pull a lot of the potassium out. What are some lower potassium choices? Think apples, berries like strawberries and blueberries, grapes, and pineapple. For vegetables, things like cucumbers, onions, and bell peppers are good options. Your dietitian can give you a full list and help you find swaps for your favorite high potassium foods. It's all about making smart trades. Next, let's talk about phosphorus. But just like potassium, when your kidneys can't remove the extra, it builds up. High phosphorus levels can pull calcium out of your bones, making them weak and brittle. It can also cause really itchy skin and red eyes. Over time, it can lead to serious problems with your heart and blood vessels. Phosphorus is tricky because it's found in a lot of foods, especially those high in protein. Things like dairy products, milk, cheese, yogurt are very high in phosphorus, so are nuts, seeds, and dried beans. But there's another hidden source of phosphorus: food additives. Processed foods like lunch meats, canned soups, fast food, and many bottled drinks often have phosphorus added to them for flavor or to keep them fresh. How do you avoid it? The best way is to read food labels. Look for ingredients that have PHOS in the word, like phosphoric acid. Choosing fresh whole foods over packaged and processed ones is a great rule of thumb. So instead of a pre-made frozen dinner, try cooking a simple meal at home. And yes, your doctor will likely prescribe something called a phosphate binder. This is a pill you take with your meals and snacks. It's not a substitute for a low phosphorus diet, but it acts like a sponge, soaking up the phosphorus from your food so it doesn't get into your blood. It is so important to take these binders exactly as prescribed with every meal. Now let's move on to sodium, or as we usually call it, salt. We all know that salt makes food taste good. But for someone on dialysis, too much sodium can cause big problems. Sodium makes you thirsty, which makes you drink more fluids. That extra fluid then builds up in your body because your kidneys can't get rid of it. This can lead to swelling, high blood pressure, and shortness of breath. It puts a lot of strain on your heart and lungs and can make your dialysis treatments much harder. Where's all this sodium hiding? It's not just the salt shaker on your table. The biggest sources are processed and packaged foods. Canned vegetables, soups, frozen dinners, cured meats like bacon and ham, and restaurant food are loaded with sodium. Even bread and cheese can have a lot. The best way to cut down is to cook at home more often and limit processed foods. When you cook, instead of reaching for salt, get creative with flavors. Try using herbs and spices like garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, black pepper, or fresh herbs like cilantro and parsley. Lemon juice or a little bit of vinegar can also add a nice zing to your food. When you do buy packaged foods, look for labels that say low sodium or no salt added. Rinsing canned vegetables before you cook them can also help wash away some of the extra salt. This is a tough change for many people, but your taste buds will adjust over time, and you'll start to enjoy the real flavors of your food. Speaking of fluids, let's talk about how much you should be drinking. This is different for everyone. The amount of fluid you can have each day depends on how much urine you still make, if any. Your dialysis team will give you a specific fluid goal. This includes not just water, but anything that is liquid at room temperature. That means coffee, tea, soup, ice cream, gelatin, and even ice cubes all count toward your daily limit. I know, being thirsty is a real struggle. Limiting sodium is the #1 thing you can do to control your thirst. But here are a few other tricks. Try sucking on a piece of sugar-free hard candy or a frozen grape. Chewing gum can also help. Sipping from a smaller cup can make it feel like you're drinking more. Measuring out your daily fluid allowance in a pitcher each morning can also help you keep track of how much you have left for the day. Sticking to your fluid limit is so important for preventing that uncomfortable swelling and shortness of breath between treatments. Finally, let's talk about protein. Protein is essential. It helps you build muscle, repair tissues, and fight infection. You actually lose some protein during dialysis treatments, so it's important to eat enough high-quality protein to replace it. Good sources include lean meat, poultry like chicken and turkey, fish, and eggs. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, you said many high-protein foods are high in phosphorus. And you're right, they are. This is where the balance comes in and why working with your dietitian is so key. They can help you choose the best protein sources and figure out the right portion sizes so you get the protein you need without getting too much phosphorus. It's a delicate dance, but it's a manageable one. I know this is a lot of information. The dialysis diet can feel like you're walking a tightrope. One day you might do great, and the next day you might have a slip-up. That is completely okay. It happens to everyone. The most important thing is not to get discouraged and not to be afraid to talk to your dialysis team. We are not here to shame you. We are here to help you figure out what went wrong and how to get back on track. Think of us as your coaches. If you're struggling with cravings, if you're confused about a food label, or if you're just feeling overwhelmed, please tell us. Your dietitian can provide you with recipes, meal plans, and lists of go-to foods that make life easier. Your nurses and doctors are here to answer questions and cheer you on. You are not alone in this. Managing your diet is one of the most powerful things you can do to take control of your health on dialysis. It will help you feel better, have more energy, and get the most out of your treatments. It's a journey, and it takes time to learn. Be patient and kind to yourself. Celebrate the small victories, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. You've got this. Thank you so much for listening. We hope this was helpful. Don't forget to talk with your care team about your specific diet plan. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at your next treatment.